You guys know that a millisecond matters. It's a difference between a decent kill-death ratio. It's a difference between maybe a win and a loss. For a lot of you, very soon, a millisecond is going to be the difference between thousands of dollars on a contract and no one knowing your name. And that's where it's not just a millisecond anymore. We're actually talking about some real money here, some real stakes. I wanted to make this video because you guys know that this is a big deal. And it's going to make a lot of sense for people to start doing anything they can to get an extra millisecond. Maybe cut down their reaction time just a little bit. And fitness is a really good place for people to start to look to try and get the edge. At the end of this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about something called BDNF. And that actually may be your secret weapon through all this. But I wanted to make this video to jump ahead of the curve and go through a few different things. Things like, what can you actually do to improve your gaming? What can you do to improve your performance? What kind of training should you be looking at? What realistically can you expect from the gym? I promise you there's going to be a lot of these videos coming out over the next few months and the next few years. And people are going to be making some really big promises, some massive claims that they can't back up. So I want you guys to walk away from this video having a bit better of an idea why the gym might be something you want to look at to improve your gaming performance, but also some of the drawbacks and some of the limitations. What can we actually help, and what's just going to come down to getting better at your sport? Let's roll credits, jump straight into it. How much better at esports am I going to get if I start fitness training? That's the first question. The answer is a little bit. That's a little bit of a disappointing answer, I know, but hear me out. Fitness is not going to make you all of a sudden one of the best gamers in the world. How do you get better at your game? By playing your game and by doing it consistently, day in, day out, for a long time, right? It's the same with any skill. You guys know this. The main value in training is going to be actually allowing you to train your skill more and more efficiently. All right, how do you get better at Counter-Strike? Probably your most efficient way is by playing more Counter-Strike. Any time that you're spending in the gym is going to be great, but be aware it's also going to be time that you could be spending playing Counter-Strike. Okay, now that seems a little counterintuitive to what I'm going to talk about in the video, but there are a lot of benefits that you're going to get from actually improving your physical performance. Will it help you? Absolutely. The reason that the gym is so important is that it's going to put you in a position where you can train your sport more efficiently and for longer. Let me cover that. What's the main thing that's going to stop you from being able to train efficiently? Fatigue. It's the same thing in the gym. It's going to be the same thing in esports. Fatigue is going to be your number one enemy. We've got two kinds of fatigue. Acute fatigue, and that's being tired at the time. That's things like eye strain. That's things like joint and muscle issues. Carpal tunnel is a really big thing that people are popping up with. Lower back pain, neck pain, headaches. Those are all signs of acute fatigue. And fitness is going to absolutely be able to help you reduce and manage those issues. So the gym's going to help you manage acute fatigue. And one of the ways it's going to do that is by helping you maintain your posture. And posture is a very misunderstood term, but posture basically means holding a specific position for what you need to do. If we look at a marathon runner, they need to be able to hold their chest up when they're running. This is important because if they start to drop posture, they actually can't get enough air into their lungs anymore to fuel themselves efficiently. A similar thing is going to be happening in gaming. You may not think about it, but your body position, your posture, is going to be massively changed as you go through a long tournament or a long training session. As soon as you start to drop posture, you actually stop yourself from efficiently getting oxygen around the body. That's going to affect your brain. It's going to affect your reflexes, your recovery time. Posture is going to be really important, and maintaining good posture is something that you don't want to have to try and be aware of. You don't want to constantly be aware of how you're sitting. You just want to play. Weight training is going to put you in a really good position to even subconsciously hold your body in better positions. Gym training will help manage your posture. That's going to help manage acute fatigue. But then we've got systemic fatigue. That's long-term fatigue. And this is something that you absolutely need to start thinking about now. The careers of professional gamers are not very long. because it's a hard lifestyle. There's a lot of traveling, there's really high stress from your workload, and you don't get a break. You have to keep training day in, day out. Going to the gym is going to be a really good way to give yourself some positive stress and actually teach your body to be more resilient to some of that fluctuation in stress long term. This is a really crucial thing, and none of you guys are getting taught about this. No athletes are even taught about this. Strength training is also going to do this really interesting thing where it helps you recover better from bouts of stress, increasing your stress tolerance. That means that you're going to be able to stress yourself, whether it's heart rate or whether it's how much oxygen you're getting in. It's really important to have something that you do that stimulates your brain, stimulates your heart rate, that isn't gaming, because you're going to allow your body to operate through different pathways. Learning how to build that relationship with your body, learning how that your body functions in a gym setting, putting your body under a different kind of stress is going to play a massive role in how much stress you can actually tolerate long term. What the gym does is it'll give you a chance to practice spiking your adrenaline and then actually letting it come back down. And then spiking your adrenaline and letting it come back down. Increasing your body's ability to control and sustain those spikes in a healthy way is going to be really crucial to you playing long term. And the thing about professional gaming, or at least gaming at a high level, is that it's a long-term game. It takes a lot of skill and a lot of experience. And if you can play for 1 year longer than your competitors without burning out, guess who's going to be making the money at the end of that year? So if you haven't spent some time thinking about it, I really urge you to start looking at the long-term implications of this. How can you make sure that you can perform day in, day out, not for days, not for weeks, not for months, but for years? At the end of the day, some of you guys are going to want to build a career out of this. Enhanced stress tolerance. That ability to stress your body, to stress your mind over and over again, and actually come back stronger. It's a huge part of going to the gym, and that's one of the biggest reasons that I would recommend you start experimenting with weight training. And the other thing, but it's not as flashy, is actual general health. Why is cardiovascular health important? Because you probably don't want to die. If we bring it back to gaming, you want to make sure that your joints and your bones are all looked after, but you've also got some organs in there. Let's do what we can to look after those. Gym and maintaining a healthy diet is going to be massive in that. When I'm working with athletes, whether they're powerlifters, whether they're professional gamers, it's really important that my job as a coach is actually to manage their overall stress levels. I personally think that's going to be the secret weapon between you and the guy you're playing. Or girl you're playing. Guy or girl you're playing. Why not make yourself a badass esports gamer, but also make yourself a badass in life at the same time, right? There's no point being really good at a game if you're actually not healthy enough to get up and go for a jog if you needed to. If you want to live and you want to work and you want to get paid like an athlete, you've got to start looking at that bigger picture. The more efficiently you can move oxygen around your body, the more efficiently that gets to every organ. And we're not talking about your kidneys here, we're talking about your brain, we're talking about your eyes. We're actually talking about how quickly you can get signals down to your nerves as well. Making sure that you're reasonably fit from a cardiovascular standpoint, from a strength standpoint, is going to have massive implications to how well you can perform. Some of the really cool benefits, and this is the less flashy stuff, but this is actually going to be the difference between you and the guy you're competing against. Improved sleep quality. Hands down, one of the best ways to improve your sleep quality is by increasing your physical output throughout the day, especially if that's away from the computer. Things like blue light blocking glasses may play a role in that. Good sleep hygiene, making sure you've got good sleep routines and practices is crucial if you want to be treated and perform like an athlete. If you and the person next to you are competing at about the same skill level and you sleep more than them, I can almost guarantee you're going to win, especially in the long run. Increased positive mental and physical states. We know from a hormone side of things, there's not much that beats resistance training. Not only are you going to feel better, you'll play better. You'll be more excited in your day-to-day life. You'll be more motivated. There's a huge amount of stuff that exercise does for you that gaming won't. And I promise you, they're going to go hand in hand. Now, your secret weapon is going to be something called BDNF, Brain-Derived Nootropic Factor 1. There's a lot of research on this, but it's a really emerging space, especially from a gaming context. Now, BDNF is something that's released when you're physically training, and it's going to do a lot of good things as far as promoting basically a healthy, high-performing, well-adapting brain. There have been a lot of studies that have linked intense exercise to releases in BDNF. It's going to be crucial and a little secret weapon if you want to improve your performance. If you want to train hard, train efficiently, and actually respond well to that training, actually adapt over the weeks and months, BDNF is a great way to make sure you do that. We can't control how much BDNF your body is going to release. Or can we? There's no supplement, nothing you can take that's going to increase BDNF1. But one thing that you can do is resistance training. There have been a lot of studies linking exercise and particularly resistance training, so picking up a weight, to releases in BDNF. This is what I mean when I say we need to look at the whole athlete, making sure that you're doing some kind of weight training. Now, not all resistance training is created equal. Certain types of training will probably be more effective than others. Make sure you hit subscribe down at the bottom because I want to do a whole series on this. Here are some really practical takeaways, things that I think you should start implementing now to become a better esport competitor, not just now, but in the long term. 1, improve your sleep quality. 2, include some kind of resistance training. When I say resistance training, I mean moving some kind of external load. That can be push-ups, that can be squats. Make sure you hit subscribe because I plan on doing a whole workout series around this later on. But in the meantime, check out some of my other videos. I've got some exercises you can jump in and try straight off the bat. 3, just try and include some movement in your day. That can be as simple as going for a walk. Once you get good at that, go for a little bit faster walk. Tracking your steps is actually going to be a really useful tool. Aim for 10,000, 12,000 steps a day, 4,000. Start wherever you are and then try and improve it. Start being aware of how efficient you are when you're actually playing. Is there certain times in the day where you're more efficient than others? Thanks for watching. Hopefully there's some really good tips in there for you. Over the next couple of weeks and months, I'm going to roll out a few more of these videos, and I want to specialize in helping you guys actually improve your performance. So start tracking how you're going, and then as I bring out these videos, I would love to get some feedback on you guys from things that you're implementing and whether or not you're actually seeing an improvement in your performance. Make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe, because I want to keep making these videos for you. If there's something you'd like me to cover, if it's a myth that you've heard or something that you're doing at the moment that you think might improve your performance, let me know in the comments. If there's something that you'd really like me to cover, I want to make these videos to, like I said, help you guys get better at what you do. Coach Cad, thank you for following. I've been posting a lot of stuff on Instagram, and I'm covering a few more studies on this that are coming out soon. If you're on there, if you're on Twitter, if you're on Twitch, give me a follow. I'll chat to you soon. How good is that autofocus?
Some real casting couch shit going on here.
Just gotta get a snack in real quick. Ooh. I need a jingle. Does anyone want to write me an outro jingle?